For today's video, a friend of mine suggested that I go through my Zelda collection, so I thought I would do a quick video here, show you some of the things I've got, including one item that I've not seen anywhere else that I received when I was a child. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're enjoying this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's the best way to let me know you're enjoying it. So let's get started. As we go through this, I'm not going to describe everything that's in here, but I'll point some things out, like this paper craft a friend of mine did for me. The perler beads here was a craft I did. But most of these items I picked up at stores over the years. I would just be walking through and see it like, oh, cool, I've not seen that before. So very few of them are specially ordered because I was seeking it out. Most of them I ran across on my own. Here's a poster I received at a convention one time. It was given out by Nintendo reps. There's more perler bead projects and lunchbox, which I kind of like the lunchboxes. I've got one more in here that I actually use, so it's a little bit dented up. And then I always grab a calendar every year when they come out to hang up here next to the collection. The next few shelves are mostly Amiibos with a few little figures stuck in there between and miscellaneous items. One of which here is the coin from the Breath of the Wild Collector's Edition. Unfortunately, I didn't get the bigger one that had the cool Master Sword. It sold out faster than I could get to it. There's a few other little items here that I found over the years at different conventions and stores. All of my Amiibos that I have are still boxed, except for this one, which was the original one that came for Smash Brothers. And I kind of wish I still had a boxed version of that one, but it's ridiculously expensive right now, so if I run across it I might pick one up, but otherwise I'm just good with what I've got. This little 8-bit link here is a patch that you can put on clothing. I've just got it stuck here on the wall, so I don't plan on putting it on anything. Here is a Majora's Mask statue, Skull Kid. It was one of the harder ones to find. And a fairy patch, again, could go on like a jacket or a bag or something. Now here is a design that I made when the Switch first came out for a stand. So you could fold this up, put it in your bag, and you can set the Switch on this stand. And that would allow it to be up off the ground and stay plugged into a charger. I'll put a link in the description if anybody wants to print it out. There's a couple more keychain type items. Most of these I got at conventions. Some of these come in this little egg where you get a random one, so I've got some duplicates of these because you'd have to buy multiple in order to get the one that you want that you don't have yet. Of course, again, lots more of Amiibos. Here's the Hallmark Ornament with Link on it. Came out a few years ago. Got a tin. I think I had candy in it. Got a few more statues here. A little closer look at that. And now I'm getting into all my games. But first, I've got a little booklet here. I'm not really sure where this came from. I don't know if it came in a magazine or not, but it's a booklet about the Phantom Hourglass. It's got like a little story in there. I think it's a introduction to the game. All the games I got here that are boxed have the game inside of them. I just didn't bother to pull any of them out. And they look bad because some of them were from when I was younger. And this is the Breath of the Wild for the Wii U, still unopened. I kind of bought that separately as a special collector's item. Thought maybe it might be worth something one day. Here's again a look at the games, DS, 3DS, Switch. Nice Ganondorf statue, and this is the lunchbox that I actually used for a while, so you see a little denting on the bottom, but it was fun to use. Here's a collection of the CDs that I've got. Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time 3D. Most of these came bundled. I believe some of them I may have ordered separate, I don't really remember. And then the concert DVD from 2018. I do remember ordering this one special. We'll take a look a little closer inside. It's got a card here And then you've got a set of charms that can be set up on a display. I've just left it in the wrapper. There's the CD, and there's directions on how to set up that stand. And then you've got the actual concert DVD here. And inside of here, we've got a booklet. On the one side, disc 1 on the other side, disc 2 is underneath that. We'll pull the booklet out here and look a little closer. Of course, I can't read Japanese, so I have no idea what any of it says. But it does have some pictures from the concert. You can zoom in here a little closer and take a look at them. So just kind of a nice little collector item. The DVD is kind of fun to watch too. And here's some collection of older items I have. I've got the Japanese Game Boy version of the game, and then the original Link's Awakening. That's not the colored version, that's the one I'm still on my list to collect. Now this is one item I've not seen anywhere else. This was given to me by a friend of mine when the first Zelda came out. It's a unique little statue here, but you can see it was 1988 by Hasbro. So sort of a unique item here that I've never seen anywhere else. And here are the Famicom versions of Zelda and Zelda 2. It's kind of a look inside the Zelda 2 booklet. And then it's got the Famicom disc. And then we'll take a little closer look here at the original Legend of Zelda 1. You can kind of see what the Famicom disc looks like with the label on it. And here's some more items I 3D printed. You can find these online pretty easily, but when I first got a 3D printer, decided I'd print some things and test it out. I probably could do a lot better job now. Here is the manga for the Zelda series, the box set. As I flip through these, you'll notice these are all black and white. It's kind of important. Later on, I've got a different one I'll show you. And here I've got a collection of other books. Most of these are strategy guides. I've got the Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and I believe Phantom Hourglass. Those are the ones that you can't really tell by the cover what they are. And this last Breath of the Wild one here is a complete edition, unopened, so it has all the DLC. And this is an Ocarina of Time strategy guide I got when the original Nintendo 64 version came out. And of course the Hyrule Historia, it's not the more expensive one, but it's still the same content. And a Link to the Past comic. And here is Arts and Artifacts. It's got this really cool slipcover. I'm going to be pulling it up in the opposite direction so you don't get the full effect, but it's kind of another neat little book. And here's a closer look at the Legend of Zelda Encyclopedia. It comes with a really cool dust cover that makes it look like the cartridge is sitting in the dust cover. And it just kind of goes through all the different elements of all the Zelda games. But one neat thing that came in this little booklet that is designed in the same format as the original Legend of Zelda instruction manual and kind of parodies a lot of the instruction manual as far as how to read this book and what's included. And the last book I'm going to look at is the Ocarina of Time manga. Now, this one has some color pages at the beginning of it, but the end of it's all black and white, and this is included in that other box set that I had earlier, but I wanted to show it out separate because it does have some colored pages in it. And just a quick look at all the spines of these books, just so you can get an idea of what that looks like. And here is a Twilight Princess replica sword, and the Master Sword. It's got the included scabbard. So this is all the design from Twilight Princess. Now this is more of a replica as in it is metal, but I don't think it will really do a whole lot of real fighting damage. It doesn't feel weighted just right, but it's got a neat little Triforce engraved into the bottom of the blade. And here's a collection of some miscellaneous items that I have that are not on display. So I've got the Breath of the Wild map, the Wind Waker map, and then I've got the Legend of Zelda DS. And then most of the other items are kind of self-explanatory. So I appreciate you watching this video. Again, if you like it, do give it a thumbs up and do consider subscribing as I try to put out more content every week. I thank you and be good.